Okay, following on from the previous episode, I quickly want to show you around Exodus. It was one of my first desktop wallets that I'd come across that made sense to me in terms of OS X apps for my Mac, because it's pretty, it's easy to use, it's a very simple interface, and if you're getting into crypto for the first time, especially Steem, you will probably go down a decentralized blockchain rabbit hole really, really quickly, and you'll be probably thinking, well, where do I put this stuff? How does it work compared to a bank? How do I check my balances? How do I send it to different places? And I would recommend playing with a little bit of scratch money, that is money that you're not worried about losing. Start small, maybe do a little bit of investment, $10, $20 here and there, and start following the trends of watching some of these bit currency cryptos and the social media that goes on behind it, because you can really learn a lot about how a platform is shaping up, because a lot of these things are in alpha or beta. They're not even fully fledged products yet. They're not integrated into usual payment systems like Visa, but they are slowly being more accepted into be commonplace. And I believe by 2019, 2020, that cryptocurrency will be one of the de facto ways that we can pay for things. So you're really, really getting in on the early days of this stuff. And there's already been people doing this for 3 or 4 years when they bought, Bitcoin for $9 a Bitcoin, and it's worth 7,000 now. Just think about that for a second. Let that kind of percolate in your brain about how much money that these people are sitting on in these digital wallets. So let's have a quick look on the left hand side. You can see here you've got portfolio, wallet, exchange, backup. Along the bottom is the balances, crypto balances that I have in these different accounts. Obviously I haven't got a lot on this Scratch wallet, and gives you an idea of how it looks. And you can see that this kind of round pie chart at the top is the spread of where the money is in the crypto wallet. So on the left, if we select wallet, these are the different wallets. From here I can send money or I can receive money. You get the QR codes, so you can scan that on the screen if you wanted to, or you could actually just copy down that URL. We've got different buttons underneath. Copy your bit, print this address, email this address, and view on the blockchain. So you can send that to somebody, which is your receive address for your Bitcoin. That means that somebody can send money to you, and you've got a different one of these for each one of your accounts. You'll notice that the address is slightly different for something like Ethereum. If you go there, you can see it starts with 0x. So, and it's a lot longer URL. Not all of these are a unified system. They're different. They're formatted in different ways. This one, Aragon, is based on a ERC20 Ethereum token, so that's why it looks a similar address there. And again for Golem as well. All right, so next is exchange. This is one of the most powerful ways, I think, in Exodus to get between different currencies. For instance, if I wanted to exchange some Dash for some EOS, these 3 buttons are great, because I can say the whole amount of Dash that I have, half of it, or the minimum amount that I can send without getting too many charges. And you notice a red thing that's just come up that said the exchange minimum is this. That's because the price of Dash has just changed while I was doing it. So if I go back to half, you'll see that this disappears. If I spent $35 of my Dash right now, I would get $34 of EOS, and you can see I'm going to get 18 EOS tokens for that 35 USD, and then I just click on exchange and it would do that. The way it does that is it uses a third-party service that's integrated into Exodus called Shapeshift.io, and Shapeshift is a way of transferring money between different crypto types of coin. So really straightforward, not very complicated to understand. You want to transfer something to something, you just go in here, do this, and then after a couple of minutes, depending on the platform and the network traffic, you will get your coins pretty much instantaneously, unless you're using Bitcoin, and it can take up to, well, sometimes it can take up to an hour, sometimes it can take 72 hours, depending if people are kind of buying Bitcoin Cash or something crazy is happening with Bitcoin, which sounds like every day these days. One important thing I would say, if you do start using this and start storing crypto on your desktop, remember that you're not immune to malware or viruses or things like that. Be very on top of that stuff, because you don't want to lose some of your funds out of this crypto wallet. And I would recommend that you go through this process of doing the backup, which is getting a email backup of the 12 words that you need to be able to restore this wallet. So if your hard drive crashes, or your machine gets infected and you just have problems with your machine in general, make sure that you have that 12-word phrase, because that balance that I've got here of $135, I can restore that onto another machine, completely different machine, and get all my funds back, because all it does is restore the wallet addresses for each one of these wallets and my secure code. So make sure you're on top of all this stuff. If you're not doing backups on your machine already, then you need to start doing this stuff. This is real money. You can feel a little bit like it's magic money at times, but that is $135 that I could lose if there was a problem with my machine. Also, have a dig around in the settings. You can activate different crypto coins. Exodus doesn't support all of the crypto coins. It'd be a really messy interface if they did. They do have a second version which is not supported, called Eden, that has a bunch of other crypto coins that are not in the main application, but you can turn these on and off by just selecting them, and you'll notice it's added them in. I kind of turn off the ones that don't have any balances on, and that's really it. It's very, very straightforward, and that it's designed that way because it doesn't want to confuse people any more than they are about cryptocurrency. So check that out. That's Exodus at Exodus.io.